Yup. 2 weeks have passed and I'm still one pissed off son of a bitch. Welcome to Jay's Rants. I'm going to be fucking driving in the forceps and I'm going to be tearing a new one of the opposite sex, shitty relationships, and internet trolls this week. Now, I've always had a love-hate relationship with the opposite sex, and it just beguiles me on what women are actually capable of doing these days. Now, usually society dictates that women are sugar and spice and all things nice, and they are loyal because that's what women are. But when logic dictates, it's bullshit. Women are cunts. Now, I'm not going to get into the reason why I'm saying this, but to me, they are cunts. Now, the reason why I'm going to tell you the reason why I'm doing this rant is because I'm fed up to the fact that women can get away with treating men like shit and using them and abusing them for what they're worth and not fucking admitting their faults whatsoever. Now, you might turn around and think that I'm being a sexist son of a bitch and I should lighten up and deal with what cards have been laid out on my table. But as far as I'm concerned, people like you who fucking turn around and have this troglodyte mentality and this asinine opinion in saying that I should suck it up, it's not gonna fucking happen. I'm entitled to my freedom of speech at the end of the day, and I'm entitled to have my own opinion on things. Just because I don't choose to fucking listen to what you fuckers have to say doesn't mean that you have the right to turn around and slam me for my own opinions. Hell, at least I have the nuts to fucking turn around and do a segment on this sort of subject. So bear in mind that what I'm saying is fucking justified and true. So shut the fuck up. Now, I'm gonna tell you a bit of a quick story, and let's call these two people Billy and Jane. Billy is a lonely guy. Billy will always be a lonely guy. Jane wants him to contact her. He basically does. She basically puts a relationship on the table. He goes okay. She uses him. Emotionally uses him. He gets pissed off. She still lies to him. He still gets pissed off. It just goes to show where women really lie their loyalties are these days. Now, New Zealand women have this asinine, egomaniacal view on having a relationship where everything is due to be all about themselves. Everything is supposed to be all about them, not about the actual relationship. And basically, it goes to the point where women have no clue what a relationship really means. All it is, it's just a stupid little status for them to go, oh, look at me, I've got a boyfriend, I'm going to go fuck around on everyone as it is anyway. I'm going to make his life a living fucking hell in the process. That's what a relationship to them really means. A relationship isn't about developing it more so you can have a family. All it is, it's just a cunt that turns around and screws a guy over just for her own emotional value and her own self-worth. She doesn't care on what the guy actually says. The poor bastard has to fucking tolerate the days of our lives' emotional mentality bullshit in the long run. As far as I'm concerned, you women need to be kicked in the fucking kidneys. And even worse, kicked in the ovaries due to the fact that you can't even fucking hack a fucking normal realistic relationship with a realistic person. And you guys have to watch shit like fucking Beyonce videos just to get some sense of empowerment. Wow, yeah, that really is making you look like a strong woman when someone is singing about a fistful of lies and being a sexist cunt herself. Now, women who manipulate guys really make me fucking angry. I've had to deal with it in my entire love life, and so is any other normally red-blooded nice guy. But there's other things that really piss me off too. That women get away with it, and women do not fucking care what they're doing to guys and why they're doing it. The reason, this is my analogy of them doing it. They do it for a fucking sense of empowerment due to the fact that they can get away with everything like the manipulative whores that they are. Now, anyone can turn around and say that guys are like that, and they can turn around and say that guys are like that, but really, they are like that. They are totally the worst. They're the evil ones in this fucking thing. And anyone can turn around and say that, oh, it's always the guy's fault, blah, 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 blah. It's not always the guy's fault. The guy sometimes can be the innocent party in this fucking problem. And the more that this problem is always getting swept under the rug, it just goes to show that society's rules are just full of shit. And at the end of the day, women are not as what they make themselves out to be. And you can see why that guys either go gay, guys stay inadvertently single for the rest of their lives while they rot alone in their pits of existence and they turn out to be a guy like myself, or they just wind up dating and marrying a fucking foreign import. And you can see why, because Kiwi women are fucking cunts. They only care about themselves, they don't care about their partners, they're abusive, they're unfaithful, and they're fucking unloyal, and they treat them like shit. I mean, at the end of the day, a relationship is about two people, not about one. And that's where it should lie. And logic dictates that you don't need a fucking manual for this shit, let alone have a guy like me telling you any of this. Due to the fact that anyone with enough sense should fucking really, really know this themselves. But the most people in society who just rather go out, get drunk, suck on other people's dicks for a fucking night, and go home and play the stirring porridge game, pretty much just makes them look like the flailing dipshits that they are when they get caught out. Because the more excuses they conjure up is the more excuses that they're going to get busted on at the end of the day. It does not serve any purpose, and it does not serve any fucking validity whatsoever. You people make relationships fucking unbearable, and you make guys like myself question, why the fuck do I even know this person to begin with? It just goes to show that you have zero character, and it goes to show that you're inadvertently immature to the point that you cannot have a relationship with anybody other than a dildo that you're fucking on a Friday night. Now, this is where I'm going to get also quite inceptional on my fucking rant when it comes to people that pick on other people on chat boards, especially on dating sites and auction sites, because there's a couple of auction sites that I go on that do have a message board, and there's a dating site that I do go on. I'm not going to name it, by the way, but obviously you probably would have picked up that I just go on there just to have some creative opinion on there. Now, there's quite. I mean, I've seen quite a few troglodytes on that site, on this site's fucking message board, and they are the worst douchebags I've ever seen. They're either late 30s to mid 40s cock knockers that have no fucking idea what they're really talking about. Their asinine opinions are pretty much that of just reading the bitch's Mad Libs book, or their egos are so far up themselves that they just don't give a fuck about anyone else but their own validity in this world. And it just goes to show that people like that have no moral stance on this world. And it just goes to show that people like that are just gonna either with someone that will just tolerate them, or they're just with someone that is probably under the influence 99% of the time, just because tolerating them sober would probably make them die of a brain tumor. Now, as far as I'm concerned, having some sort of asinine opinion, going, okay, this is what's happening. Maybe you should help. Maybe you should try this approach, or maybe try that approach. That does not happen anymore. Instead, a lot of people just get told that they're just whinging, and they're just bitching about this and bitching about that, and they just get thrown down like some school kid in a fucking yard getting bullied by these exhibitionist morons. You people make society very intolerable. You make websites like that inadvertently avoidable due to the fact that people like yourself do not have anything right to say at all, let alone have any bounds of moral support for your fellow man. Develop some actual compassion and actually develop a backbone, because at the end of the fucking day, people like you have no fucking idea what sort of negative impact you people are really doing. At the end of the day, you people are called troglodytes and trolls for a reason, because you have no real valid opinion, and all you do is drum up preconceived notions on the fact that you always will be the assholes that you will be. At the end of the day, you people are losers. Go live your mundane existence, and for fuck's sakes, for the ones that are actually on the site, because they're a couple, I mean, if you're only doing it for a menage a trois, be my guest. But if you're doing it, and if you're on a website and you're in a relationship and you're just using one profile, fucking get off. It does not make you a good person being on there if you're looking for sexual encounters behind someone's back. That's why relationships like that are literally much unfixable and are avoidable to begin with. A relationship is a commitment with two people and two people only, not with 3 or 4 or probably the whole fucking town that you slept with. Seriously, wise the fuck up and grow the fuck up, because at the end of the fucking day, it does not make you a good person cheating on your partner behind your back on a dating site where it's probably the biggest meat market in the country. Seriously, people like you make me sick, and people like you are fucking making relationships and marriage a dead and an avoidable institution. No wonder the divorce rate is so high. No wonder guys like myself hate women like you, because at the end of the day, women like you have this cunty excuse where you cannot fathom anything in reality, and everything is all about you. So, for sake of making my life miserable and making everyone in every decent guy's lives miserable, develop a brain. Grow the fuck up and learn what a relationship is. Because at the end of the day, it does not make you any better that you fuck people like me over and fuck decent guys over just for your own sake of enjoyment. It's not funny, it's not cool, and it shows zero character. And and for the internet trolls that turn around and use their asinine opinions like some schmuck know-it-all who have no clue with what they're fucking saying, here's some advice. Get your mentality out of the fucking schoolyard, be educated, and use some educational approach rather than acting like some douchebag with their cock out for the whole entire country to see. I mean, seriously, it does not prove any merit that you're an exhibitionist tool otherwise. I mean, at the end of the day, it just makes you look like a complete douchebag, and it makes you look like an ass at the same time. So, unless if you want to be the vain fuckwit that you're making yourself out to be my guest. But other than that, I don't give a fuck what any of you faggots think. At the end of the day, you people are morons, and you people have no fucking clue whatsoever. This is where humanity really has fallen below the fucking level, and this is where people don't raise the bar anymore. And this is where people like you have nothing else better to do than mindfuck people on NZ Dating just for your own pleasure and your own enjoyment. And at the end of the day, people like you are fucking morons. Get over it, get the fuck over yourself, and fuck off.